Question. On 21st November 2018, I was whisked off by a ray of golden light to the underworld. I saw several male offenders being escorted by enforcement officers to the hall of the King of Hell. When the king saw them, he did not meet them in his usual manner. Rather, he looked enraged. The king told me these offenders are not from country X. They held tremendous wealth and power when alive. They were influential in their home country, but the deeds they committed were intolerable by both heaven and the underworld. Secretly, they suppressed eminent and virtuous Buddhist monastics, lay practitioners, and other religious people. On the surface, they made it seem as though they did it all for the greater good of their nation, but in reality, they were simply abusing their power for their own ends. They confidently thought that nobody knew what they were doing, but all the while, without their knowledge, all of that negative karma was accumulating. As some of their crimes were related to country X, the decree from heaven authorized country X's own underworld to hear the case and determine the sentences. The underworld is governed by various district jurisdictions. Unless official documents or scrolls have been received from heaven, underworld officials cannot deal with offenders from other countries. That's why the King of Hell told me that we people in the human realm have no way of completely knowing the working of the underworld, let alone heaven. He told me that people shouldn't speak casually about things that they don't know. The King of Hell scolded the male offenders. Both of you are citizens of country Y. Specifics not disclosed due to the confidentiality of the underworld's information. Enjoying great wealth and status thanks to the immense blessings cultivated in your previous lives. On the surface, you seemed to be faithful Buddhists, but you really used religion as a cynical guise. You thought what you did would remain hidden to everyone, and so you committed many hideous crimes in the shadows. Heaven and the underworld cannot tolerate that. At first, you had a mission to serve and benefit the people of the human realm, but instead you became lost and inextricably intoxicated by riches and fame. I have received a decree from the heavenly court to send your primordial souls to the hell of cauldron of boiling oil, and to remove your original divine blessings. Not only will your primordial souls in heaven no longer exist, you will also no longer be connected to the divine energy in the human realm. Your fortunes will therefore take a turn for the worst and gather a great deal of dark energy. The spirits of all the people you ruined or hurt will look for you in the human world and collect their karmic debts one by one. You will encounter one misfortune after another, suffer ceaseless nightmares, and feel anxious and depressed. This is all karmic retribution for the unwholesome deeds you have committed. I'm merely delivering judgment according to the law. If you fail to properly repent upon your return to the human world, and you continue with your unwholesome deeds, I will write and deliver a formal letter to the underworld of your home country, so that when you die, your souls will be taken to the unintermittent hell, the hell of excrement, the hell of burning flame, the hell of tongue ripping, and the hell of iron mountains. All of these hells are great hells, and they are where all souls are punished together in respective of their country of origin. Having finished speaking, the King of Hell instructed the enforcement officers to send these offenders for punishment. Looking at the display, I saw their primordial souls bubbling and gradually disintegrating in the oil cauldrons. The King of Hell then allowed me to observe the offenders in the human realm. Initially, their foreheads were bright and clean. A protective layer of glowing spiritual energy surrounded their heads. But once their primordial souls were hurled into the frying oil and began to disintegrate, That glowing spiritual energy dispersed. What happened next made me realize why an unlucky person's forehead is normally dark. I saw the dark energy of their accumulated offenses beginning to gather until it enshrouded their heads. The king of hell told me, ordinary people are foolish and ignorant. They practice Buddhism, yet they dare to violate the law. Do they really think nobody knows about their deeds? There is an ancient saying that it's only a matter of time before the good are rewarded and the evil punished. Regardless of your level of cultivation in your previous lives, Buddhist practitioners must still adhere properly to the Buddhist precepts. Do you think karmic retribution is only served to ordinary people? In my eyes, all sentient beings are treated equally. I act only in accordance with the laws when delivering judgments. Soon after the king of hell finished speaking, I was sent back to the human world. Master John Honglu's reply: when a person has good fortune, their forehead is bright and it looks full. Government officials and wealthy people have these kinds of foreheads, which indicate the position of good energy. When one's forehead appears down, it means they are unfortunate, such as people who are ill. Bright foreheads are not caused by oily skin. Rather, the skin appears to be glowing.